and welcome to Two Tired Teachers.
We are coming at you from Devil's Tower National Monument that is just north of Sundance, Wyoming, about 30 miles off of Highway 90. And it's impressive. As you are driving, you get that first glimpse, and you keep getting closer and closer, and it keeps getting more and more impressive. And we stayed, actually, I want to mention this, in a national forest campground just north of Sundance. It was Reuter National Forest, because the campground here at Devil's Tower was closed, as was Cook's Lake.
Yes.
And just want to give you kind of a perspective here of the path that goes around it. You're walking through these boulder field, and there's a lot of elevation change as you go around this. And I would not try to carry a stroller or, something like that. But it is an interpretive trail.
Yes.
And it's massive. And there are benches along the path. It's a little over a mile to walk around the base. But it's not just a walk. It's not just a walk on a path.
No, Sharon said it really kicked her to walk it when she thought, well, I'm about there, and saw the sign that said she was halfway up.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult trail.
Obviously it's paved, but the only way to get a good perspective, and I did this several times, when I'd see people stopped looking, I assumed there was a climber. Those crevices are usually 6-sided from what we've read, but there are some that are 6 or 8. 8 or more, but you can't really tell how massive this thing is until you see a person. And honestly, when you're out walking around it, you don't notice them until you see people stop staring at them.
While Sharon was walking up, I was in the parking lot. I was amazed at the number of people who were climbing. It is permissible to climb. You're supposed to fill out some paperwork.
Have a permit.
But
yeah, and I did talk to some of the climbers. Not all of them climb all the way to the top. Some of them do, some of them don't. But, it just gives, to me, that's what was
yes.
gives the best perspective of how massive this thing is. And it's just breathtaking. And you see these, what you assume are just little rocks at the bottom, and then you're walking through them, and they are bigger than you are. It adds a little bit of perspective. And you can see there is some elevation change here. This was not a bad section. And like I said, it's definitely doable, and there are benches if you want to stop. I didn't stop at all, but I was surprised how much it changed, the terrain. But it's one of those things where you want to walk around looking up, because this massive thing that is next to you.
But you want to be careful, because there are some drop-offs.
Yeah, you have to be careful. But, I heard someone saying you can't walk looking up, and yet you want to. You're constantly stopping, looking over, because you're getting, it's just impressive.
And time of day makes a difference. We said this about Rushmore, and we're going to say it about this. The way the sun hits it, it makes a difference.
And we went of an afternoon, the first afternoon we got there, and when you go up, you can either walk to the right or the left, and I walked to the right, and thought, great, we'll come back tomorrow, and I'll walk to the left. When we came back the next day, it was had been raining and misting and everything, and I will be honest, it was probably because my tennis shoes were worn down some, but there were a couple of places where I had kind of skidded just a little bit, on some of those steeper downward paths, and I thought, I'm not about to get out here and try and walk this when it's wet as well.
And it was raining. There are several gift shops, and they made a bundle selling
rain ponchos. Yeah. But there were a lot of people getting out there and walking it in the rain
with their kids.
But I was so glad we did get to see it with the haze and all. But anyway, we hope you have enjoyed our look at Devil's Tower National Monument. And thanks for watching Two Tired Teachers.